All right, this is Judy Carter, and this is November 7th, Judy Jam time. So I'm going to help John Morris with some work. And let me just share my desktop with you. And 1 second. All right, so here we've got this. So let me just go through this a little bit.
I sent you the other one yesterday.
This is what I got. Can you see it?
Yeah, but I sent you a different one yesterday.
Oh, so I shouldn't look at this one.
No.
Okay, so let me just see what I'll share my desktop and maybe we can see. Yesterday is which one? Homework tomorrow. No, that's an old one. This is October 16th. Lessons learned, October 16th. Is it from this email?
No, let me see if I can forward the email to you again.
Is it John Morris? No. Oh, no, that's August. Yeah, send it to me again, okay?
All right.
All right. And meanwhile, while you're sending it to me, I'll go to Edna. Hi, Edna.
Hi there.
How are you?
Oh my gosh, my skin is so dry. California.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least, yeah. Okay, so do you want to read this to me?
Sure. Let's see here. Let me get closer.
Oh, I remember this now. Okay, fantastic.
Okay. You know how teenagers lack the experience or preparation to succeed in a job interview, writing essays for college or financial aid applications, or other important situations where they're required to distinguish themselves from a pool of talented applicants.
Okay.
As a professional speaker and speech communications instructor, I've taught young adults how to craft and present personal success stories that help them stand out in professional situations such as job interviews. I've helped shy and introverted students become effective presenters. These students weren't Instagram influencers or YouTube stars, but they were able to use their own experiences to show that colleges and employers that they are genuine, motivated, and honest students who will add something to their college or company.
Mm-hmm.
And I speak on presentation skills, as well as what I learned from being bullied and beaten when I was 14. I was punched a few times, and I remember when I finally fell to the ground, my so-called friends were staring and laughing at me. I felt depressed and alone and rejected. When I made class presentations or played in piano recitals, I was scared every time I was in front of an audience. My parents and teachers thought I would grow out of my stage fright, like it was acne or something. So through the power of public speaking, I learned how to manage my stage fright and succeed in my college career and personal life. So I will show the audience how to create an inventory of short speeches or responses that will demonstrate their skills in time management, handling pressure, dealing with difficult people, etc., and other qualities that colleges or employers are looking for. They'll learn to present these in front of an audience, a college admissions officer, or even a company manager. And they'll also realize or learn that to become a better communicator also means developing powers of persuasion, asking your parents for a later curfew, negotiating a salary, asking someone out on a date, or even running for Associated Student Body Officer. And I will get those results with through a 6-point plan, and I'll facilitate a writing exercise that will build your inventory of stories in categories such as your favorite.
Okay, well let's hold it, because the whole thing's supposed to be 1 minute.
And it's beyond. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's terrific. Let me. Yeah. Oh, wow. I think you're really onto something. But let me show you how now to tweak it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. First of all,
Are you going to send this to me? Are you going to make edits and send it to me? Or?
no, I'm just going to. I do believe I'm recording this. So
Okay.
yes, I am recording it, and I'll put this out on YouTube. And you
Cool.
can just
Okay.
go to this section and go over it or take notes or whatever.
I'll write notes
So
now.
what we need to know is I really get a sense of what you're going to do,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot, everything has to match. So you go, I was bullied, but I don't see the results. I'm going to show you how, when someone bullies you, what to do. So it seems like that needs to go.
Oh, do I need a different story?
Well, we don't tell stories in our pitch.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So everything has to mesh. So let me just work on this for a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to go here and, how do I do this? This. Okay. So I think that should go out. Okay.
Okay.
So public speaking, stage fright. I mean, you're doing a lot and succeed. I mean, all right, let's skip this for one moment, okay? I would make this a little clearer because it's presentation skills. I would start to look for a title. Let me just go to the results you're going to give. Create an inventory of shorts and inventory. How are you going to do this? Is this? I'm unclear. Is this a keynote, a training? How long is the training? What is it? What is it?
It was going to be just a keynote, but I guess it could be. I don't have an answer to that.
Methodology.
Yeah.
You're promising a lot, and I'm thinking, whoa, she's going to teach a 3-month class. So an inventory of short speeches with how many people are in the audience? I mean, let's get realistic.
Okay.
All right. So let's just say you're doing an hour presentation. Let's just say that. So now we need to put that here, in a 1 hour presentation or a hands-on 2-hour training with smaller groups. Okay, something like that, okay? Because that's your methodology, smaller. Okay, so let's just say that's that. All right, so let's just say here, you're not going to create an inventory. Let's say there's 100 people in the audience. How are they all going to create an inventory?
A handout.
A handout where they create an inventory?
Where they list.
Me to write a speech, it takes me many, many weeks. How? Without feedback from you? Okay, let's get real. So what are they going to learn? Okay, so what they're going to learn is maybe, I don't know what all these numbers are. Let's get rid of these. Maybe they're going to learn, to gain confidence, right? And find their essential story that reflects their job skills, right? Isn't that what you're doing?
Yes.
I mean, that seems like a really great thing to do, right?
Yes.
And how to, maybe tips on how to appear confident even when you're not. Okay, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
All right. So we want to get really realistic
Mm-hmm.
about what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So create an inventory to demonstrate your skills in time management, handling pressure, dealing with different. This sounds like, I hate to say it, but BS. Because in an
Okay.
hour thing, you're not going to show any of these teenagers any of this shit.
Okay.
Because each one of them is a training, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we really want to do is present these in front of audiences. They're not going to be presenting them in front of an audience. Are you going to have every single person in the audience get up? So
No.
I actually taught this class,
Okay.
and I taught it at a college.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And what I did was I asked everybody to find the lowest point in their life
Mm-hmm.
their most successful point in their life, and then look back to, where it was less successful. So somebody talked about maybe coming out to their Republican father.
Mm-hmm.
And then I talked about, okay, now how do we use these stories to illustrate our job skills, or we're right for the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did an example about showing them that it's very powerful, rather than saying I know, let's say they're going for a job as a therapist. I don't know. I'm like, give me a job that someone's going for.
Computer programmer.
Okay, computer programmer.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll say, well, are you a detail-oriented person? And people go, yes, I'm a detail-oriented person. Well, that doesn't really show that so what about a story
Mm-hmm.
about how you were a mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were driving your car and you realized that you didn't, check the oil cap. And I'm just making stuff up now. And the
Uh-huh.
oil cap spurted all over the place. And the car exploded, right? And you had to pull over and it ruined your new car. And you go, after that accident, I check and double check everything, because I know that the smallest things, such as a oil cap,
Mm-hmm.
is something that can destroy, something of value.
Right. Uh-huh.
And that's how I became a detail-oriented person.
Wow.
Right?
I love that. Yeah, that's
Right.
great.
So it's like,
I see.
in
It's
a
very
job
powerful.
interview, they'll go,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to be on time? Yeah, I'm going to be on time. But that's not how you answer the question. You answer the question with a 5-sentence story
Mm-hmm.
that says, when you weren't on time, the consequences of what happened,
Mm-hmm.
and now how, you are always on time because you were made to realize what happens, right? So
Right.
people always want to just talk about their best side, but what they don't realize is the power of the journey from mess to success is how you illustrate your job skills. Like, I coached someone, went for a job interview as to lead a group leader, and she's white and she's like 30, and this was to lead in the inner city, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, will people be able to relate to you? And she said, I was really worried about that on my last job, because it was Beverly Hills, everybody was very wealthy, and they were all gay men. And I thought, like, how are they going to be able to relate to me? A white Mormon, straight. But what happened was, by using the techniques of this specific therapy, afterwards, a man hugged me and said, thank you so much. He said, I was a little concerned when I saw you walk in, but the way you led the group, we all felt connected. So that,
Okay.
so I would say the
Mhm.
results you're going to give, and I'm just going to say them right,
Uh,
was to derail concerns might be one of the job
Mhm.
interview.
mhm.
Um, you know, creating how to figure out what you're going to be asked, and creating a like 4-sentence story about the
Mhm.
process.
Mhm.
Okay. And then what? So all of this negotiating salary, they're not going to be doing that. I mean, get real with this,
Okay.
okay?
Okay,
Now,
that's great.
now, as far as
The story.
no, the
Uh,
challenges, lack of experience or pressure to succeed in job, that's a bit condescending. A lot of
okay.
these kids really prepare.
Mhm.
So, what is the problem? I'll tell you what the problem is. Let me just talk a little bit.
Mhm.
The problem is that it's very nerve-wracking to go into job interview, especially if you really need the job, right? You
Mhm.
find
Yeah.
yourself sweating, you find
Yeah.
yourself mumbling words, not feeling confident, you
Mhm.
know.
Baking. Yeah.
Yeah, and you feel
Yeah.
like a phony.
Mhm.
And it, mostly it's a lack of confidence,
Yeah.
and um, you don't know how to present yourself in a way that distinguishes you from the other 30 people that they're interviewing that day.
Mhm.
Like, how do you make yourself stand out as a winner? And I put that as a the title of your speech.
Oh, love that. Oh my gosh, that's
Okay,
great.
so what I'm seeing is that
Mhm.
you need more work on what you're
Mhm.
going to be doing and how you're going to teach them. And I
Right.
really don't think it's presentation skills.
Uh-huh.
I think that's boring. I just think this is, finding your power story to win at job interviews, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
you really have to have the methodology, not the methodology, but how are you going to do this? So it needs a bit more thought, but you're
Okay.
getting in the right direction.
Okay, good.
You know what I mean? So
I
everything has to make sense. So if you go like get customers to your website, they're teenagers. What customers? Oh no, that's what I wrote. Sorry. Laughing to sing job to writing essays for college and financial aid applications. Writing financial, you really want to teach people how to write financial aid applications?
Okay, yeah. I was hoping that they could use their story in their essays.
Oh, well, you can put that as a part of the result is like, and using the stories in other situations, such
Mhm.
as financial. But really, the problem is the lack of confidence. Doing, cookie cutter presentations, that sort of thing. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no. Okay. Cool.
All right. Is
Thank
that helpful?
Oh, so helpful. And so there's I think 2 jams ago, we talked about that special where you had us do with that exercise where we help someone.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that I think would you said that ties into this somehow. And I do have another story that would, or,
Well, I would use your skills here. What's
Mhm.
your 4-sentence story? And the
Ah,
4-sentence story should be my personal, experience with this topic would be, that there was this kid. He
Mhm.
was really unconfident. He was bullied at school.
Mhm.
And, you know, he was so nervous at job interviews, even though he was totally qualified, he never got any job.
Mhm.
And working with me, we found his story, and not only does he have a job, but da 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 da. I mean, it all has to fit together.
Right. I get it. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. I do have a student that I helped that I can put in that 4-sentence.
Great. Okay, but
Right.
do what you're saying. You should. Okay. So
Thank you.
that's totally awesome. All right. So
All
I'm
right.
not
Thank you.
sending this to you because I didn't write in it, but
It's
I
okay.
think you get it, right?
I do get it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, why don't I go to Adam right now and then to John, because we'll go to Adam for a little levity. Yeah.
How are you doing?
It's a bad day today.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's a bummer.
Yeah, my dog, today was the day.
That was the day, huh?
Yeah, that's not a good day.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. And now for some comedy. This introduction I'm giving you, my dog died. And now, Adam Ray, everybody.
Right, with that intro in mind.
Isn't that a great intro? I once had someone, I was doing a show for a Jewish group, and a guy before me literally did a speech about 6 million Jews dead, Auschwitz. And now some comedy from Judy Carter.
Right.
Same sort of thing. All right, so give me a second here.
When does your book come out?
January 22nd.
Oh, okay, nice.
Matter of fact, you guys, maybe I'll share you. You'll be the first one to see this, but I think it's really good advice. And I'll give it, how I ended the book. And then I want, maybe you tell me if you think it's worthwhile. All right. Adam, why don't you hit me? Go ahead.
All right, cool. So here's some act outs. My Indian dad is often overly critical. What is his handwriting? I can, but do I want to? It bothers my eyes. You should know how to write better. Who taught you? Who taught you how to write like this? Can you imagine if my dad was a therapist? You always having problems. You are not doing something right. Week after week, you come here to talk to me. Why? You should have better things to do. Like work on your diction. You're always crying to these stories, sad stories. They are hard to understand to all of your tears.
Okay. I think that's funny, but I think what you should do, Adam, is you need like the person, the patient here.
Yeah, do I act out of the patient too?
Yeah, can you imagine as a therapist? What's your father's last name?
It's really long.
What is it?
It's Bandappadaya.
Dr. Bandappadaya. I just have her go like, I just, some awful problems. So do you want to improvise the terrible problem?
Okay, yeah. Do an act out of the client. Yeah, so he would come like just saying.
Yeah, and I think it might be good to go like let's just say if you go, you always have problems. Saying you come here to talk to me. Okay. When you come in here to talk about your problems, have better diction. Just like clear it and what's clear. Have better diction.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, when you're crying, right?
Yeah.
Right? I can't hear you when you're crying. Speak up. Okay. So just do the patient act out.
Yeah. Look, I've just been feeling like my wife, she just doesn't hear me. I have a lot of work to do.
But I can hear you. If he's going to say have better diction.
Yeah, I have to like go.
Well, she just, oh my God, it's just like terrible. She left me.
Yeah. I went to the garage and then the guy didn't bring me.
Okay, go ahead. And then your father says,
when you come here to talk about your problem, have better diction. I can't hear you when you're crying. Speak up, man.
Okay, that's better. Oh my God. I don't know why there's something so funny about that accent. Okay. I love this. Do the ant thing.
All right, cool. My aunt is a scary born-again Christian. Jesus washes away all. Be a prostitute, gangbang, or Biden supporter. Jesus will wash away all. We come with open arms. as long as you do too. Can you imagine if she was the hiring manager of the Big Brother program? We accept all applicants, whether they have ran over their spouse with a car, experimented however long with heroin, or have benefited from unemployment. Jesus forgives you, and so do I.
Okay, let me ask you, what's missing here is a premise right here. So your aunt is a scary born-again Christian. Why is she scary?
Because it's like
Scary.
proselytizing, like, and you could be forgiven for anything.
Why is that scary to be forgiven for anything?
Because, well, in the example of like a hiring manager of like a Big Brother program, like you don't want that person with your kids. Like you want to know their history, right? But I guess it might not track with the beginning of the joke.
It really doesn't track. But what I thought was hysterical here is if you have, you know, a born again Jimmy, you know, and what's scary is that is what why is a born again Christian who, you know, says Jesus will forgive sins, right?
Mhm.
But it's, you know, scary what she thinks are sins,
Yeah.
right? So I said, now Jesus will wash away all sins, you know, and give you forgiveness of all your heinous sins, whether you have committed murder, right? You know, like whether you have committed murder, you know, have raped, or you're a Democrat. Right? So that's the joke. I mean, you had it
Yeah, that's what I was going for with the Biden thing. Yeah.
right? Or you're a Democrat. Jesus will forgive, you know, right?
Yeah.
So I think now we have more of a joke there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right?
Yeah. How about the
Scary.
second piece of that then?
Yeah,
Like,
wait, one second. Jesus will, I lost, it just didn't scan for me. So now we have a premise,
yeah.
you know, like what do they consider a sin? You know, so I would go, I mean, Jesus will forgive.
You mean just like
Okay.
looking for more?
Oh, I know what the mix should be. You know? Can you imagine? It's a little different. Her at the pearly gates,
Mm-hmm.
gates, you know, with Jesus saying, "No, I'm not going to forgive you." You know, like maybe switch it around, like with Jesus going, "Well, let's just see, you were a hypocrite, a bigot, and a homophobe." No, sorry, you're in the wrong place. Yeah, you know, or you're making a point.
Okay, yeah, switch it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just didn't get this. So I just want to tell you, you know, some of these formulas are great, but when we get into just writing jokes, it's always the premise. Like, what is the point of the joke? My aunt is a scary born again Christian, and it's scary because she said she would forgive sins, but it's scary what she thinks are sins, right?
Right, like just
And it's
up a
really
point.
weird what the Bible says are sins, you know. I mean, you could really get into this. It's like,
Yeah, there could be like a whole
and
rant.
it's weird how they justify, like, you know, Trump is such an evangelist following.
No, he really does.
And
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
The justification that the Trump supporters make with religion, like it's pretty wild.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get to John Morris and then Kelly. How are you? It's someone I haven't seen in a long time. Good to see you. There you are.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you, Kelly. You look exactly the same. Kelly took my class maybe 100 years ago. When was that, Kelly? Like, wow.
Gosh, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it really was. You have a kid now or something? Or
Yeah,
your mom?
12 years old. Yeah.
Oh my God. And where are you calling from?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
North Carolina? Oh my God. You know you have an accent now. That's
I'm in
great.
the Bible Belt, Judy.
Oh my God. My God. Anyway, let me help. Now, let me just say, I'm going to put you with Edna in a side room. Okay.
Okay.
And I want, here's, I'm going to show you. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to give you, how do I do that? Oh, I know how to do this. Just give me a second. In the chat, I'm going to give you this file from my computer. And it is, oh gosh, 1 second. It is TY. And this is what you need to do to, okay. So Edna,
Yes.
this is Kelly. Kelly
Hi.
and Edna, you both are super funny people. Kelly, do you want to open up the chat and download that? Because that's what Edna's working on. So let Edna take you through this 1 minute pitch.
Okay.
Because Kelly wants to speak. And in order to speak, you really are going to have to make sure that what you're speaking about is bookable. All right?
Mhm.
And what the audience is. So let Edna take you through this.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to put you guys, just hold it 1 second, into 1 second. Okay, hold it just 1 second. Assign Edna, Kelly. Okay, so you'll see something there. Just click on it, okay? And then I'm going to help John. Okay, they're gone. Got rid of them. Okay. All right, so let me just finish with Adam. Adam, was that helpful to you? Was that helpful?
Yeah, hold on once. I'm just starting the video back up. Yeah, that was really helpful. Thank you.
Okay, I want to just give you the formula, which is coming out in my new book, but let me just give you the holy grail of comedy, okay? It is, you need an attitude and a topic. So we have a topic. So that's why this joke is perfect. Scary born-again Christian. Perfect, right? So you have like attitude plus a topic, and then it's plus the premise. So, and before that, so it goes, 1 second, because something is scary because, and that becomes the premise. Like you have to tell the audience, what is your take on it? This is, and the attitude words are hard, weird, scary, or stupid. So, so a topic is hard, weird, scary, or stupid, because of a reason.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And then that leads to an act out. Okay. Or a turn.
Yeah, and it seems like
or
sometimes
a mix.
I think I was trying, like when you have these exercises, I think sometimes I'm taking it very like literally, and it seems like when we're workshopping it, you can kind of like use one with the other, or kind of like experiment a little bit. It doesn't have to be so
Well,
like,
yeah. I need to know why this thing is scary. Like,
yeah.
Jesus, but scary, what she thinks are scary. I just went with that because you had this hysterical list of 3, right? Or you're a Democrat.
Yeah, it's like I had the
That will
idea
get
when I
a big laugh. Okay.
Right. I had the idea of what I was going for, like with the two and then the third being the Biden, but it just was like not clear at the beginning and kind of like convoluted, I
But
think.
yeah, but it's like that's the way all jokes are until you work them. But I think this definitely will get a huge laugh. You committed murder, you've raped, or you're a Democrat. It's like, right? It's
True.
just
Yeah.
right. Right. So yeah. And maybe Jesus says to her, yeah, well, I'd forgive you if you were. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this.
Yeah, so
Let's
so
just
God would be kind of flipping the script on her, basically.
yeah. What's this? My adopted cousin is what is? Do you want to read this?
Yeah, now that you said that, I realize that the premise of this is not strong either. But
Is it? Well, let's just say if I double cross around, can you imagine him as the brain suit? Well, you could do this. Like, I mean, turn it into can you imagine him? As president?
mhm.
Maybe something like this. And then it would be if you go. I thought you could cross it. I'm gonna drive it. Like, it's only for the bowl. It's like the conversation with Ukraine was perfect. It's like it's just perfect. So
Yeah, if it's so close to the
yeah,
end.
yeah. It's for the bold, or set up here that it's like like it's only for the bold. I would change that so it leads up to something Trump says,
Mhm.
right?
Kind of drawing a comparison between my cousin and
Right.
Trump.
Here's someone who thinks it's okay to break the law. Then bring up to like president, and then do some contemporary, something current right now, which Trump said that what he did was fine.
Yeah, it's a little
Perfect.
more layered. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was just trying to think of a way through that. All right. Now that's that for you. And
Cool. Thank you.
now I'm going to go to John Morris. Okay, John, did I get your, let's see. I'm supposed to look at my emails, right? Okay, so you sent me something.
I sent it again.
How come I'm not getting it? Oh, there it is. No, it's not. I had Adam. You just sent it, right? What email did you use? What email did you use? Hello? Oh, we just lost you. John, I just lost you. I didn't get it. Anyway. Hey, Janice.
Hi.
Hi, YouTube star. How are you?
Hey, let's see if that does anything for me besides make me happy.
Well, is there any way you can take a piece of it and,
was-
send it out? And
Yeah, I was thinking of creating a sizzle reel and using that as the part where that looks like where somebody's interviewing you, and then maybe cut the other woman's head off or whatever.
cut off with her head. I don't
So-
know. Okay. So how can I help you today?
Me personally,
Well, you have great hair today.
oh, I do. My husband told me it looked like I had just gotten it done. That's so funny.
Yeah, great hair. So how can I help you?
Well, I've talked to 3 people in 2 days about their marketing and sales. That's always my trauma. And I've heard a variety of methodology. One is what I'm already doing, which is networking, going to events. One is sending out minimum 25 LinkedIn messages per week.
Do you think LinkedIn works?
Yeah, it can, yes.
Yeah,
So
does it really? It seems like everybody is trying to get gigs on LinkedIn, and nobody is the person looking to hire.
It's all in how you handle it. So
Okay.
I was in Houston, as I think you know, a few weeks ago, And my husband was like, why aren't you setting up any appointments? So I had read about the wellness department of this one hospital in the Harvard Business Review. And it was like a 2-year-old article, but I tracked down the wellness director and I said, oh, I'm so impressed with what you're doing. I'm going to be in Houston. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? And he said, yes. And then I said, can I send you my information? He said, yes. So now.
Wow, Janice, you are really great. I'm so impressed.
But what
So what happened? Did you have,
we had the guy got sick. He sent me his lieutenant. I met with the guy face to face in Houston and talked to the guy for an hour and a half. And you and a couple other people's lessons were glued into my head, which is, it's not about you, it's about them. So I just kept asking him one question after another. And the guy went on and on and on for an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, so you really engaged him.
I really engaged him. And oh, this is funny. I had gone to a wellness class at Stanford, and he loved that I had been at Stanford because, you know, LinkedIn puts it way at the top as if that's where you went to college.
Oh, that's great.
So at the very, very end, I talked a tiny bit about what I do. We didn't get into money. You know, money is like going all the way on the first date. So I thought, just leave it out. And then I've been sending them a couple of emails. I have a Zoom meeting with them on Monday.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. And what are you going to do in the Zoom?
Ask a few more details. Now that I've thought through what I can offer them, which is going to be a kickoff speech, a speech at their big wellness kickoff in February, followed by 3 to 6 Zoom accountability calls after.
Wow, that sounds great. And are you going to get very clear the results that you're going to give them?
No.
Because that's the money. The money is in what you're going to create. And really create a compelling picture of what they're going to go. What's going to be the experience? What are they going to get? And how is it going to change your culture? Or change something? Or take what? Now, all you have to do is this. I would spit back what the guy said. You know, you say, well, you know how in a lot of the hospitals, but don't say don't say that he told you this.
Okay.
Because he's long forgotten what he said to you.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is to say, you know, at a lot of these hospitals, people have a problem with blah, 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 and you spit back what he says, and they go, God, and they're going to go, we do too. Right?
The nurses are calling in sick because they're burned out.
Right. You know, they're burned out. And what are the consequences of that? And the other consequences, right? And what are the consequences of that? Well, in what I'm going to do in a very affordable keynote, whatever you're going to say, or don't even say affordable. I don't know why I said that. But in my keynote, I'm going to
show them
that.
a way.
Yeah. And what they're going to walk away with is 1, 2, 3, and I've done this for, and do your credibility and end it. But, put it in just a 1-minute pitch. But
and then I'm debating what I'm going to charge them because it's not just a keynote. And I was thinking of offering, I don't know how their whole day is going to go. That kickoff day, I could, as a breakout, I could lead them in a Zumba session or yoga or stretching or weightlifting or something.
That sounds cheap.
Yeah, it is cheap. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like, now you sound like you're Kmart. And we're going to give a blue light special where I'm going to get people to bend at the waist. No, I would not do that. I would not do that.
You're right.
People who do that don't get paid. Now you're cheap. Now you're $500.
Yes, like $100 for a Zumba class.
Yeah. I would not do that.
Okay, you're right.
Do not do that. I am 100% certain.
Yeah.
And if you want me to be an usher, I can help show people to their seats and then jump around the stage and get on and do my motivation thing. No, You're way too good for that.
Right. You're right.
No, less. Don't promise them the world. Just
Okay.
make some, 3 compelling things that you're going to create,
Okay.
And you can say, throw in, according to when I did it for FedEx, they said blah, 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 blah. I mean, so put your results or another hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm so impressed with you.
Oh,
I have no desire to do that. I have no desire to do any marketing, nothing. I do not like that. I like to do everything just online.
yeah. Well,
Don't want to get in the trenches, but I just find the best marketing for me is getting like very clear on a niche, knowing that niche really, really well, and doing Facebook ads.
for speaking.
Well, yeah,
Wow. That's interesting. Okay.
Like for instance, if I did something like a real small niche, like Nurse Appreciation Week,
Yeah.
and I put out a lot of different videos about really funny stuff about nursing and stuff, and it ran Facebook ads for people who are nurses, that would do well. Like right now, I decided I'm just going to coach physicians, right? Because I looked around, I saw all my private consulting people are all doctors, all of them. And I looked back and I went, gee, so from working with them, I know what the problems doctors have. They hate their jobs and they want to be speakers. So I'm going to develop a webinar, free webinar, how you can be a speaker, advertise it on Facebook, right? Facebook ads just to physicians. They could watch it and then call me.
Right.
Then I'll have a conversation.
So what do doctors complain to you about nurses?
I haven't heard any doctors complain about nurses.
Okay, good. That's good.
I've heard nurses complain about doctors.
Yeah.
But I know all the complaints physicians have. It's mostly around the area of burnout.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And why are they burned out? It's because they work more than 8 hours a day?
Well, they're like on a conveyor belt. They've lost, it used to be a calling, and now it's just a job, and a lot of stuff like that. So I've created a lot of keynotes around those issues. Suicide rate is high for doctors, actually.
Really?
Doctor a day kills himself.
A doctor a day?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, suicide rates high, drinking is heavy, and the consequences of that are dire. And they all want out. They all want, I think people have high deference needs, want to be a physician, and now, they're whipped by the insurance companies who seem to have taken over the power. So it's been a feminized, occupation. And we can talk about that more. I want to get back to Mr. John Morris, who, by the way, just did a keynote and 48-minute keynote?
Yeah.
And he's doing another, you got a standing ovation here from Janice. And he's doing another one. So truly awesome.
Yes.
Where are you? Are you in a library or a school?
You're muted, John.
Wait, I muted him. What? Say it again.
I'm in a Starbucks.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, John, I really like that look on you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, that sweater and the shirt, it's a nice casual, good look on you. Okay,
All right,
so.
we'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah, so what can I help you with? Oh, you sent me something, right?
I did.
What email are you using?
Judy Same one I always use.
Maybe it went into spam. Hold it 1 second. Oh, here it is. It went into spam. All right, here we go. Okay, 2 attachments. Got it. Got it. And got it. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, John. So let me just share desktop, outline, and okay. So what am I looking at here, John?
Okay. I have 7 bullet points, and actually 5 for this next speech. And I tell a story from an airplane crash and then what I learned from it that can be applied in real life. I just want to see if this is non-technical enough for a non-aviation audience.
Okay, so took up time during. Well, is this your speech? Your actual speech?
Well, it's a very abbreviated part of it, yeah.
Okay, so that's how you start off. And
Yeah.
don't you have a teaser, like rhetorical question at the beginning?
Okay.
Yeah. It seems like I want to know, like, what is your core promise here?
Well, the core promise is I'm going to share some lessons I've learned from airplane crashes that can be applied in your everyday life.
Well, tease it. I'm going to share airplane. I would go, have you ever, I would say, here's how I would start it. Every
Okay.
single person in this room has had a disaster, right?
Okay.
We've all had a disaster, and hindsight is 20/20, right? After it happens, whether that disaster is a financial loss or it's, some kind of an accident or you're physically hurt,
Right.
it's like, well, I should have, right? Well, that's what I did for a living, except these disasters were airline disasters. And today I'm going to reveal to you some of the investigations I did for airlines and show you that the lessons learned can be applied to your own life.
Right.
In June 1965, a Pan Am Boeing 707. Okay, now you go in. Now I know why I'm listening.
Okay, I understand. And that's basically what I did lead in with. And now I go to the individual lessons.
Okay, good. So let's see. So the fuel, the fire. I'm looking here. I turned safe lens. So taking time appeared appropriate in hindsight should be.
And I gave you a PowerPoint. You can see the PowerPoint that I had up for that particular lesson.
Yeah. Is there something specifically, because I can't do a whole speech in 5 minutes here. Is there something specifically you want me to look at here?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you can follow that first paragraph.
Oh, okay. Okay. In June 1960, during the climb out, the far right engine failed and cut into the outboard fuel tank. The resulting fire cut off the engine, the right wing. The pilot recognizes something was wrong and it's cut into the fuel tank. Okay. And he needed almost full left. What's that word? Aileron to keep the draft from rolling. He could not see the outer portion of the right wing, and he did not know exactly what the problem was. Rather than slow to the best rate of climb as he had been trained to do, he decided to maintain his airspeed, and he returned for a safe landing. And he slowed the crap. Okay, I don't think it's clear. What you're saying is he broke with procedure.
Wait, say that again?
Are you saying he broke with procedure?
Yes, he did.
Okay, it's not clear. So I would do it, and it's not exciting. I would do it more exciting. 965, Pan took off, headed for Honolulu with how many people on board?
I could find that out very quickly.
All right, with 150 passengers.
Yeah.
All right, but during the climb out, the right engine failed. He doesn't know the right engine failed, does he?
Say again?
He doesn't know that the right engine failed.
I knew something was wrong.
Yes, so why do we have this? It needs to be done from the perspective of the pilot.
Yeah, actually,
So
I think
during the climb out, something was wrong, and the craft started to roll. You
Yeah.
know, he did not see an outer portion where I didn't know exactly. No. Okay. All right. So we need it. You're doing it too much like a math lesson.
okay.
Watch me do it. It would be like, do it as the pilot. He goes, oh my God, the plane is rolling. He has been trained. And what he's supposed to do was to what?
Slow the airplane down.
Slow the airplane down. Why didn't he do that?
Because he didn't know what his problem was, and if he's still flying, he did the right thing. Don't do anything until you know what the problem is. And
Okay. What he didn't know was the right wing was, had cut in the fuel tank. The plane was on friggin' fire, but he didn't know that. But then he did follow the procedure.
No,
right?
actually what happened is, I could dress it up that the co-pilot says, I think we lost the engine. And the flight engineer said, no, we didn't lose it, it fell off.
Okay, but it's unclear because you're saying he didn't follow procedure. Procedure is when you don't know what the problem is, you don't do anything.
No, actually, no. The procedure is if you lose an engine, you slow the airplane.
Ah, okay. So he knew he lost an engine.
He knew he lost an engine, but he didn't slow the airplane down because he was running out of aileron.
So he had multiple problems.
He did. He sure did.
Right. Well, I would do it in a way where it's in the moment, where I feel my heart thumping.
Okay.
The nose starts to die. They go and say, everybody, please make sure your seatbelt's tight. The panic, what to do the moment, what's going through his head.
But actually, he was extremely calm. And he said, folks, we're having a minor problem. We're going to have to go back and land.
Right. Okay. But put that in. Do it from the pilot's point of view.
Okay.
I want to hear his voice. This is very detached. It's like a scientist is saying it, what happened, but it's not in the moment.
Okay. All right.
Because I wanted you to tell the story that you are there. You are the pilot, right? Now,
All right.
You can jump out of this story and go, what he didn't know at the time was da-da-da-da, but he couldn't. But there he is in the cockpit, remaining calm. Maybe the co-pilot's freaking out, whatever it is, okay? All right, so that would be very helpful.
Okay.
Okie doke. All right, let me just close these rooms and let's get these girls back in here. Okay. And so now is, because there's not a lot of people here, I'd like to know, hey girls.
Hi.
How did that work out?
I really. She's funny, Judy. I like.
Oh, 6 inches foot long. 6 inches foot long. Kelly, tell Adam's a comic. What was that joke you did, that you were a Subway artist?
Yeah, sandwich artist at Subway. Yeah, my single life.
Yeah, your Subway. It's hard. It was really a hard job all day long, just going 6 inches or foot long. All right.
I think about that time.
I do believe I remember those jokes. I remember another of your joke. You know how women will go and buy a dress? And women don't know how to accept compliments. I love your outfit. Kmart. $29.95. Like they'll brag what a cheap bitch they are, right? See, Kelly, isn't that crazy? Was that 30 years ago? I never forget a joke.
That's so funny.
So anyway,
My phone's about to die, Judy. I'm gonna have
all
to
right. So did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. This was
All
great.
right. All right. So here's your time. Ask me any questions. Anything anybody want to know? Otherwise, I'm gonna go eat dinner. So, 'cause I'm hungry.
Judy,
Yeah.
did you hear what happened with Karen Eileen?
Oh, something good, right?
Something very good.
What was it?
She got accepted to that voiceover conference in Atlanta, and they pay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. She asked me about, like, oh, but she was bitching that they weren't going to pay her room. And I said, girl, stay in a Motel 6 if you have to. Pay your
Right.
damn room. Just get there. Do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so they accepted 2 speeches of hers.
Oh, that is awesome.
So awesome. Her first time out, and she got accepted.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Oh, I want to show you the end of my book because I think it's inspiring. Hopefully it's inspiring. So any other questions anybody have? Use me, stick a straw into my head and take a suck. This is your opportunity. What do you want to know? All right.
All right, I have a question. So tell me, or not even a question, just I'm interested to know more about, like, when you would do open mics and you would be in an environment where all the audience was like stand-up comics, half self-involved. I remember you said that you would like write comedy about stand-up comedy, which is interesting. But can you give me like an example or like?
Sure. Like, I say, boy, this, it's same thing. It's so weird doing, a show for just stand-up comics because if I do a good joke, what I hear is, yeah, that's funny. Let me write that down. Put it in my show.
Right. So would you generally try to avoid those to do better ones where maybe the feedback was a little more accurate? Like people are more present with what you're saying?
There's all different kinds of open mics. I have to tell you, times were very different when I was doing stand-up comedy. Alaska wasn't exactly a state yet. And Lewis and Clark were just, no, I'm kidding. Boy, was I doing funny with those Eisenhower jokes, but no. But Kelly, I'm just working you. The truth is, I didn't really do open mics back then because there weren't any. There weren't comedy clubs quite. There weren't many comics back then. And my books ruined it because everybody then read my book and wanted to be a stand-up comic. And then now it's like everybody in their kind of colleges is doing open mics and comedy. So it's a lot harder now.
Right.
But you're in LA, right?
Yeah, I'm in LA. So
there's some really good, like someone was telling me this bookstore that does all sorts of stuff and people really listen, and it depends what kind of act you have, whether you're going to do a drinking crowd or some rooms are different parts of town, or some are ethnic, and you just got to find your way and just start doing them.
Yeah.
And get a buddy to do it with, and then you'll gauge. You know who I went to see? Remember that Paul Hoffman who was in the class that you took at the Groundlings of mine?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I went to Magic Castle the other day to see him, and with friend Phyllis Katz. Yeah. Anyway, you just got to get out and do it, and you'll find some are better than others, but sometimes I think it's just value, just even if there's hardly anybody there, just to get up and do it because it gives you a deadline to get your shit together.
Right. And do you think, like, when you're doing the material, should I be like relatively loose with it? Like, like say I have like 3 minutes, 5 minutes written down. Should I be looser with it so I don't have to like be so like memorized or so on a page, either or, just kind of be?
Well, this is what I do is like I'll have my set list and then I'll improvise in between. you
Oh,
know,
okay. Yeah,
so
that seems like it would be more my style, like, because I come from an improv background.
that's
So,
what I definitely then, I would definitely improv in between. And you might find out that your jokes don't work, but what you said after your joke is what the funny part is.
yeah,
And then that becomes part of your memorized stuff.
yeah.
Okay, these are my words of wisdom to leave you with. It's from the Comedy Bible, the new one that's coming out in January. And so let me just share this with you. And let's see. Nope, 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 nope. Here it is. Okay, ready? Here it is. All right. Okay, and this will help you, Adam, okay. All right, so here it is. You're about to hear something you might consider strange. Now that you've learned and applied all the rules of stand-up, it's time to break them. Take chances on stage. Be daring. Take the training wheels off, because becoming a star is learning your craft, then taking risks. Go outside of the book and try things your way. Ride your passion. Be in the moment. Be present. You've learned the rules. Now break them. I started this book asking you to think about your vision for success. For many of us, success means fame, making money, signing autographs, and taking selfies with strangers. In other words, being a celebrity. The problem with that vision, it delays the celebration of success to a distant future. That type of vision can and will add to the feelings of not being good enough in the here and now. In my 20s and 30s, I was by every standard successful. I'd quit my job as a high school teacher to do comedy full time, and I was making a good living, booked 46 weeks out of the year. I was headlining clubs, acting commercials, and performing on over 100 TV shows, and appeared in 4 cable comedy specials. I had a manager and agent, and was flown across the country to audition for Saturday Night Live. TV pilots came my way, and I signed with the legendary writer, producer, director Carl Reiner to be in a show he wrote along with Jay Leno and Andy Kaufman. All this exposure enabled me to buy a home by the beach and watch my mother beam with pride when someone asked for my autograph after my show in Vegas. But looking back, I realized that I never felt successful. I only focused on the parts I didn't get, the shows where I bombed, and things outside my control, like another comic getting a gig I felt I deserved. After my mother died, during an especially difficult gig at a Long Island club filled with drunken hecklers, something snapped. I walked off stage, left the tour, and went home to reset my life. I decided to do something conventional, get a job, and quickly learned that I had no marketable skills. Undeterred, I rented an office to practice going to work as if it were performance art. How long is this? Oh, that's not that long. All right. Deposit my brain was an untapped wealth of knowledge. Because of this, I felt writing a book might be a good idea. Guess what? I wrote the book and was promptly rejected by not 1, not 12, but 59 agents. And then lucky agent 60 Annette Wills believed in the book and represented it, blah, blah, blah. And there's another person liked the book and enough to have on her show, Oprah Winfrey. But as your guest, I also was nervous, and I mixed up my words and felt like a loser. Fast forward to 2005, a student of mine changed my attitude about what success means, and it gave me peace. You see, the book I'd written led me to performing at corporate events and started my own business teaching stand-up classes. One day I had a class full of students. They were figuring out their authentic topics. I'm divorced. I'm fat. Woohoo. Okay, then I talk about this woman who had cancer. And this is the first time in my life I truly felt success, because I realized that my success and also my purpose in life is determined by my impact on the life of others. Anyway, it goes on. My advice, look at what you did do. Celebrate finding that turn, writing that joke, getting that one laugh. Rather than focusing on the 2 people in the room who didn't laugh, appreciate the people who did. Looking at what you didn't do and the missed opportunities is a trap door opening to the evil twins of depression and anxiety. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they seem, as your attention shifts to what is working and how your work is impacting others, you will feel more and more successful, and that will create more success. That's my promise to you. Done. So I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's really hard to have mega success in the world because there's just so many people you're competing with. So I think it's so important to really focus on, I did that open mic, or like Janice, I'm so impressed. I called up a stranger and met with a hospital administrator, and you know, and I have no idea what the hell Kelly's doing, but anyway, you know, I just think focus on the, you know, small, any kind of success you have, and hold that, you know, near and dear to you. Okay. And I guess we'll see each other in a couple weeks. I think some of you are like, I think your subscription ends. I'm closing the university down. I want to tell you after a while. I mean, after everybody, there's no renewing. This is it. I just want to tell you guys that.
Well, are you going to do like a different form of it later on, or just?
No, you know what I feel? I feel like my private coaching clients, it really, really works with them. You know, it really works, you know, that feedback, but it's also expensive for a lot of people. So I tried to have a format that was really affordable for people. And I did that, and I've been doing it, you know, for like, I guess, for a while now. And I just feel that it's time to end it because I don't like having to market myself all the time and to market this. So I think I'm going to just stop it because I'm moving on to different things in my life. And I'm writing a one-person show, which is, you know, really difficult to write. And I just want to focus on that. So that's one of the reasons.
All right. Well, let us know. Maybe in LA, will it be here?
Well, in LA, we're going to have a big book signing. I'm going to be teaching a class at the Hollywood Improv. So that'll be fun.
Oh, cool.
And you'll all get it. But anyway, so enjoy this while it's here because it's going to wind down. Anyway, love to all of you. My best. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Judy.
Bye-bye.
All right, Sheila, back. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.